Every morning, in offices across Africa, employees walk through the office wearing two faces, one for the work and another for the boss. We met Sarah during one of our boss pops, and when she started talking, the whole crew went quiet. Sarah told us about her first job. She was fresh, eager, and determined to prove herself. So she did what any serious employee would do. She showed up on time, kept her head down, and delivered her work. Clean, consistent, no drama.
Nice.
But her boss had a problem with her. Every single day, he would call her out. Sarah, you are not working. Sarah, I don't see any effort from you. Sarah, what exactly do you do here? She was confused because she was delivering. She was meeting her targets. But she went home every night wondering what she was doing wrong. And she started questioning herself. Maybe she was not good enough. Maybe this job was not for her. Or maybe her boss simply did not like her. And then one day, she cracked the code. She noticed something. The colleagues her boss praised were not necessarily the ones doing the best work. They were the ones who knew exactly when Oga was watching and performed accordingly. The moment somebody whispered, "The boss is around," you will not believe what happened. The same people who had been gisting and pressing phones since morning suddenly became the busiest employees in Lagos. Laptops flew open, work appeared from nowhere, and everybody's face was down like they were solving a national problem. All because Oga was in the building. And the moment he entered his office and closed the door, everything went back to normal. Phones came out, the gist continued, the work went back to where it was. They were not working, they were doing high service, and their Oga could not tell the difference. But it did not stop there. In meetings, they agreed with everything the boss said. Good idea or bad idea, it did not matter. Not because they believed in it, but because being seen on the boss's side was more important than getting the decision right. That was the job within the job. It was never about the work. It was about being seen by the boss, performing for the boss, looking busy when Oga was in the building, and doing exactly nothing when it was not. So Sarah made a decision. She looked at what was happening around her. She looked at what it was asking her to become and decided, not me.
Yes.
She was not going to spend her career pretending to work instead of actually working. She was not going to agree with decisions she knew were wrong. She was not going to perform loyalty she did not feel. So Sarah left, and the organization lost one of its best people. Not to a competitor, not to a better salary, but to a culture that rewarded performance over contribution, visibility over value, and agreement over truth. That is eye service, my leaders. And Sarah's story is not rare. It is happening in offices across the continent every single day. But eye service is not just an employee problem. It is a leadership problem, a culture problem. And in African workplaces, it has become so normalized that we have stopped seeing it as a problem at all.
What?
A published academic study on impression management in African organizations found something that should stop every leader in their tracks. Eye service, what the researchers called negative impression management behavior, takes place in virtually all sectors and at virtually all levels of relationships in Nigerian workplaces. Let that sink in for a moment. It is in your boardroom, it is in your HR department, it is in your finance team, it is in your customer service floor, it is everywhere. And most leaders cannot see it because the people performing it have become very, very good at making sure they cannot.
Jesus!
So what does eye service actually cost an organization? The same research was direct about this. Eye service does not just affect individuals, it actively thwarts the developmental process of organizations. When employees are busy performing for the boss, they are not solving problems. They are not flagging risks because those risks become crises. They are not bringing the ideas, the pushback, or the honest assessments that organization needs to grow. The meeting looks productive, the room feels aligned, the boss feels respected, but nothing real is being said and nothing real is being decided. Think about what that means practically. Every time your team agrees with a bad decision without pushback, that decision moves forward with your budget, your people, and your time behind it. Every time a risk goes unmentioned because nobody wants to be the one to raise it, that risk grows quietly in the background. Every time an employee like Sarah, talented, honest, values driven, decides the culture is not worth staying for, you lose someone who could have made your organization better. And the most dangerous part, you often do not find out until it is too late. Because even in the exit interview, they will not tell you the truth. Research shows that when employees do not feel safe to speak up, they stop contributing and start performing. And according to PwC's Global Workforce Hopes and Fears Survey 2025, employees who feel safe to speak up are 72% more motivated than those who do not. Your frontline knows what is broken, but if they do not feel safe to tell you, that knowledge stays locked inside them and walks out the door with them when they resign. So what does a leader do about eye service? The academic research on this is clear about where to start. To eliminate eye service, organizations must deliberately shift from rewarding impression management abilities to rewarding competence, knowledge, skills, and performance. That shift does not happen by accident. It requires intentional leadership decisions. First, create deliberate space for disagreement. In your next team meeting, do not just ask for updates. Ask, what is not working? What would you change about this plan? What am I missing? And when someone answers honestly, do not defend yourself. Thank them. Because that moment, how you respond to the first honest voice in the room, sets the tone for every conversation that follows. Second, separate visibility from value. If your appraisal system rewards who is seen near your office over who delivers results, you will always get eye service. Review how you measure and reward your people. Are you promoting the ones who contribute or the ones who perform? Third, watch your own reactions. When was the last time someone disagreed with you in a meeting? And what did you do? Did you engage with the idea? Or did you make the person feel small for raising it? Leaders who cannot receive pushback train their teams to stop giving it. And when the team stops giving it, the leader stops growing. And finally, build feedback systems that do not depend on personal bravery. Try anonymous surveys, structured retrospectives, skip level conversations, and what have you. When the system creates the safety, individuals do not have to risk their jobs to tell you the truth. Now, let's talk about what changes when you fix this. When organizations stop rewarding high service and start rewarding genuine competence, everything changes. Teams spot problems early and speak up. Leaders make better decisions, and employees who feel safe to speak up are 72% more motivated than those who do not. That is not a small gap. That is the difference between an organization that grows and one that keeps repeating the same mistakes with a smile on its face. Retaining one Sarah, one honest, high-performing, values-driven employee who refuses to perform instead of contribute is worth more than hiring 3 replacements who have already learned to play the game. And here's the final truth. Eye service does not protect organizations. It only protects egos. And no organization in Africa or anywhere has ever grown its way to greatness on the back of employees who were too afraid to tell the truth. I'm Edna Titilope, your HR wellness and sustainability advocate. So here's my question for every business owner and HR professional before your next team meeting. When did someone last disagree with you? And what did you do when they did? Because that answer will tell you everything about the culture you have built.